Hi. Welcome to this channel. Well, I would like to discuss about an issue that, well, not a big issue, just a video that I was thinking of doing a long time ago, but I didn't do it because I was a little scared. Because it's an issue that, well, maybe a lot of people will get mad at me for talking about this, or maybe I don't have the right ideas about it. Like maybe I say something that is not right, and I don't want that, but I will do it anyway because I like to think of YouTube as a place to show your ideas. That's what I'm gonna do. So as you probably see in the title, I will talk about a show. It's called 30 Reasons Why. Um, Now, to clear some things before I start, I have not seen even one episode from this, okay? So, but I've read the book. I don't want to be one of those people who are like, oh, I've read the book, I know everything about it, or compare the book to the movie, the series. That's not what I want to do. And I want to make clear that I don't know anything about the movie and the series and how the episodes go and that, but I know the main idea of the show because it wouldn't be called 30 Reasons Why if it wasn't the same the same storyline as it goes in the book, okay? But since it's called 13 Reasons Why, and since I've read the book, I kind of understand that the idea around the series would be kind of the same as the book, as it always happens. I don't want to attack anyone, of course. I don't want to attack the cast. I don't want to attack those who created the show or the book or anyone really, not the fans. I'm just doing this to say my opinion, I guess. As you've seen in the title, I want to discuss about how that show is not for people, is not good and helpful for people who want to end their lives. Now you're probably heard, that's how I heard about that show too, that a lot of people think that it's really educational and it's really good and it's great and it should I've heard some people wanted to play in schools or something like that to prevent people from suicide. But that's what I want to talk. That I don't believe that show prevents anyone from suicide. I think it's a good show for people who do not have those issues, so they can be right. Okay, suicide is bad. That we don't do that, but they already know that. I believe for people who want to end their lives, who have those bad thoughts, I think it's not helpful. I have a few reasons. That's what I'm gonna basically discuss with you. The reasons why I have that I think it's not helpful, and I would like to see what you believe about that. You believe it's a good thing or it's a bad thing. Anyway, I'm gonna get right into it because I wasted too much time. Again, I want to clear a few things. It's just an opinion. It's not something that I sell as a real thing. Like that's it and all. I am happy to hear what you have to say about it. Or if you disagree with me, it's not like I will attack you. It's not like I will be mad. So let's start. I will start with an obvious reason and the hardest one for me to explain. So I'll try to explain it first to get it out of the way. It's that this show shows how this girl, after she died, got much attention, like with the tapes and everything. She got a lot of attention, and I don't think that's helpful for people who have those bad thoughts because it doesn't help them. If you know, if you've been through that, or if you know someone who's been through that, you know that those people need attention and they want attention. Not in a bad way, not in the way that a lot of people say, like, oh, you're doing this just for attention or something like that. Those people want attention because usually, if you want to end your life, it's because you don't get enough love, or you don't feel it. It's hard to explain, and every reason is different, but it's usually for that. You usually don't have the attention you need from the people you should expect it. So those people want attention, but not in a bad way, in a normal way, in a human way that we all do. It's just they don't get it or they don't understand it. That's what is bad. It's because the people who want to end their lives are seeking for attention for good attention. They want that attention. They want the love. They want to be treated as they're loved. And this show gives the attention to the person after they died. I think that's wrong, because not wrong, I think it's not helpful. There's a difference in that. Wrong and not helpful. I think it's not helpful for people, because it's like saying, oh look, she got the attention after she died. Like, is that what I need to do? I need to kill myself to get the attention, to get love from others? Is that what I need to do? I think a lot of people will relate to that in a way. I would probably think that this girl got the attention and the love that she deserved after she died. And now that I'm alive, I don't get the attention. So is that what I have to do? Is that how I can earn their love and their affection, by dying? And I know you're probably thinking that's ridiculous. Who would have think that way? But a lot of depressed people would. They would think that that's what they need to do, because imagine doing your best to feel loved and you don't feel it, and then you see that the only way that is represented by this show is after death. And a lot of people would go to that way after death to get the love. It's a hard thing to explain. Human feelings are really hard to explain. But a lot of people would cross that step to get love. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think that it's good, that it shows how much love and attention she got, how much attention from others she got after she died. I think that's not right. That's not a right example for someone who sees this show through depressed eyes, or through a broken soul, if you would like to call it. I think it's a bad example. Now to the second reason is because this show blames the other, and the book, the book and the show blames the other people, the other characters, for the girl's death, when in reality it's her fault. Now I know that probably sounds again weird, because, well, maybe it was the other character's fault for making her feel bad, but it wasn't their fault, because her death was not their fault. Usually when you're depressed, you like to blame others for your mistakes, and you like to blame others' actions and be like, oh, that led me to do that. And maybe that's true, but it's not their fault, other people's fault, when you do something. For example, when you commit suicide, it's nobody else's fault but yours. You pick the knife or drink the pills. I don't know. With any way someone can commit suicide, you are the one that's acting to cause your death, no one else. Yeah, maybe other people made you feel sad and make you feel bad, and they make you feel like you need to do this, but they didn't do it. You did it. And I think there's a really big difference that a lot of people they don't understand it, and I used to not understand the difference. I probably don't explain this very well. I'm sorry for that, I really am. But my point is that watching this show, people will find people who are depressed. Again, we are always talking about people who are depressed or who want to end their lives. Those people will see it as an easy way to blame the others for your actions, to blame them for something that went wrong in your life, when in reality it's your fault. It's in your hand. What you're going to do, it's in your hand. To explain this, I have an example of a person who killed themselves because their boyfriend broke up with them. Okay, there are people who've done that. Someone who killed themselves because of a minor issue, actually. You couldn't call that a big issue. Yeah, it's sad and it's hurting, but it's still not important, so important. And I know people who were abused all their lives by everyone, honestly, and they didn't commit suicide. So you were seeing that there are two examples. The one who is the easiest one to solve and they commit suicide, and the hard one who is really hard to solve and they don't. So you understand that no matter your consequences, your decision is your fault, okay? Because you couldn't blame the person who was abused by their parents if they ended their lives. You would be like, hey, that's a reason that I can understand. But you would blame the girl who killed herself because her boyfriend broke up with her, because that's stupid. Well, in reality, both would have the same, for me, both would have the same, would make the same mistake, if you want, because you can see that you can always find a solution even from the hardest problems if you just try. And I believe that the show, how it promotes how the things go after for the characters, I know from the book that all the characters blame themselves for what happened to her, but it's not really their fault. They didn't kill her. She could find a solution. She could find another way. She is the one who killed herself. And by showing how the characters blame themselves, it's really easy for a depressed person to think, yeah, if I do that, like, people will understand that it was their fault that I died. It was their fault. Well, it's not. It's not their fault. It's your fault. I'm really bad at explaining this, I know, but please try to understand the point of what I'm trying to say. And now the third reason, which is the last one, because I think this is gonna be a big video. I'm really bad at explaining things. So the third reason is that the easiest one. The show did not prevent the girl from dying. The girl died in the show, okay? So this is not helpful. Because you're probably thinking, oh, of course it's helpful, showing to a depressed or a person who wants to kill themselves, showing them how life will be for others after they die would help them, right? Wrong. It wouldn't help them. Look, a lot of people that I discussed with told me, in general discussion, they told me that it's a selfish act to kill yourself because you're gonna cause damage to many people that you know and love. But the thing is that when you're depressed, you don't really care about them because you're the one that's suffering. You're the one that has that weight on them. And you don't care about how others would feel. You just want to end this for yourself, okay? So I don't think it would be helpful if it showed how things went for the characters after she died. I think it would be more helpful if they prevented her from dying, if they stopped it, or if they changed that. I know they probably couldn't, because that's how the book went too. But the thing is that you cannot say something like that it's helpful for a depressed person, because, well, there was no solution to the matter. What is the solution? The girl died, and everyone who is in her shoes, everyone who sees the show and can relate to the girl, really doesn't have anything to prevent them from their thoughts. They all they have is a dead girl and some tapes. It's not helpful. It would be more helpful if the girl was not dead and was struggling with the issue and the thoughts, and in the end she didn't do it. It would be more helpful than showing her dead. So again, I don't want to attack the show, because even in the book that's how it went. I want to just make clear that for me that show is not helpful at all for people who suffer this issue, for people who want to end their lives. I don't think it helps them. And I don't think it's educational, actually, at all. I think it's really, really, really stupid to say this is educational. Again, I don't want to attack you. If you believe that this is educational, good for you, I guess. I don't know how to explain this in other words. I'm sorry. Really. but I try to show you why this is not helpful for them. Probably, maybe it's helpful for you if you're a person with not those issues, that you don't have those issues. It's probably helpful to you because you can understand why those thoughts are stupid. You can understand why it's not right to kill yourself. But for people who are depressed or people who want to kill themselves, really you don't understand it. You think that this is the better thing to do. And seeing a show like that the character ended their lives, it's not helping. It doesn't decrease those thoughts. I would like to apologize if I said something wrong. I usually tend to do that. I don't express my thoughts really well, so maybe I said something that made you mad or made you sad, or well, I'm sorry for that. That was not my intent. I just wanted to make clear my opinion on that. I rely on the fact that I don't have many subscribers, so not many people will see this. I guess. I hope so. Gosh, it would be really sad. I just hoped I would clear some things about the whole situation with this educational show and how I find it not educational. I would actually like to hear your opinions in the comments. I would really like to see the other side of the issue. I mean, it's always great to see people who believe the same as you in a matter, in an opinion, but it's always also nice to see people who don't and who try to convince you otherwise, for who don't believe the same and who could explain to you how they feel and how they see the matter. So whatever your opinion is on that, on 30 Reasons Why, tell them in the comments. And I would really like for someone, if you're one person that this wasn't the suggested or whatever list, or you found that video somehow and you disagree with me, please take some time to explain to me why you think that this is helpful in the comments, because I really can't understand how someone could think that. Anyway, if you watched this far, I guess, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and I don't think I have anything else. Goodbye.